Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm Martin Wenzel. Welcome back to the stream. Good morning. Guessing I already said that. It's 6:06 a.m. here in the Central Time Zone. I believe in Sim it's 5:06 in Panama. I think that's what it said. And we got the catering coming up. Hopefully the sim doesn't crash on me or anything. We just got Sim Update 10 yesterday. Got it downloaded during the off time yesterday afternoon. Just trying to get my camera set up here. There we go. And just making sure everything works because we had some issues. I want to say we had some issues. Had some issues with the 737. Oops. Had some issues with the 737 not working. Playing around with the replay, and that's actually something I did not turn on. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to go to General Options, and just a few settings. They added a few settings right here. I'm not going to mess with anything too much. I like to put that VSync on. I have to turn off the motion blur. And then Experimental, get that replay tool on. I'm going to try that replay. I think I figured it out on a basic level. And it works better than the flight recorder that I've been using. It's a little bit more complicated, but we don't need to worry about the engines or flaps or anything. Everything's where it needs to be. Alright, let me know if the mic levels are right. If I'm a little too low, I'll fix that. Issue is probably the baby. The co-pilot, he gets his hands on the little mic intake thing and probably brushed up against the volume knob. So, let's get inside the plane. It's not inside. This is inside. Should already have power. But we're gonna jump back. Jump in here. Just make sure. Ground services. We do have ground power. Oh, yep, we do. Okay, so that's why we already have lights on. Let's get this going. Okay. Over on this screen, I have my checklist. I need to get a simpler checklist as I'm getting better at this. I need to just have a simpler checklist where I can double check, make sure I didn't miss anything. Like the real life checklist. Alright. But anyway, let's kind of jump through here. I don't think I actually need to do that. May have locked them out. Alright, let's start the boarding. Request boarding, yep.
Boarding requested.
Ground services, doors, close the door. These doors should open. Let's do that. Messing around with all the fun stuff like this. Now we can't actually start boarding.
Pilot's boarding starting.
Okay. So let's get moving a little bit on this flight. Battery, put all that up there. I'm just gonna turn up these brightnesses a little bit. We do have ground power available. We're actually on the battery right now. We'll go ground power. There we go. Ground power on the selector. Hydraulic pumps all off.
Starting.
we'll get the logo light on. Wing, wheel light. Let's go on here. Emergency lights aren't covered. Seat belts will keep off until we're fueled. Yeah, the reason I'm not jumping on that flight, Jackie, is because, did you have Jakey before and now you switched to Jackie, or was I just reading it wrong? The reason I'm not jumping on that flight is just because it's a long flight. It's like a 5-6 hour flight, and so I kind of don't want to do that right now, just because it would be the whole stream. It gets a little dull, but yeah, maybe, and it might even end up being a flight that we do on the world tour and on the aft end of it. So, I'm not against it. It's a really long flight, and I try not to do too long a flights just because of the time constraints. I can get those cargo open, and there come the passengers. See them right in there. Awesome as always. I want to. Pack X going as well. 1 to 2 hours is good. It's better. The shorter the flight, the more likely I can do it. Like I can fit it in. The 5 hour flights are just a little daunting. I mean, we're gonna have 5 hour flights on this world tour, and that's my focus. But if you have like a shorter flight, then I can always stick that in on the tail end of a stream instead of a US tour flight or something. My main goal is to hit all these world tour flights first, and then for the second flight, maybe a US tour flight, shorter flight. Or if I have a shorter, we'll see. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking for. It just seems to work better. Not to say that I won't keep that one in mind. Alright, we need to get the passengers coming on with Pack X, then we get the music and all that. For example, this flight's not that long, actually.
I'm right next to her. Thank you.
Yeah, I think XLS, I'm gonna adjust that flight. I don't know if I want to fly all the degrees because that's a pretty long one too. But that's why I was thinking of doing it today maybe, but it's just even doing like a 1 hour flight and a 3 hour flight is actually just too long because everyone starts stirring. My baby and my wife start stirring about 9 o'clock in the morning, so I don't want to be strapped into a long flight that's gonna drag into the afternoon or something. It's just the way it is right now. Alright, are we in kilos? It actually held the kilos this time, finally. Alright, so we got passengers coming on. We're really putzing here. I'm gonna get up top and hit this nav first. That way it's aligning. And back down here, our recirculating fan, auto, had the packs on. Yeah, I believe there are. I have to check those again. I don't know why I didn't pick one of those flights. Just to give myself flexibility. It's like, I don't mind longer flights, but it's kind of like I can't really do anything else because they're not long enough to just leave. And especially if I'm streaming, I want to kind of be here most of the time, chatting with you guys, hopefully. Alright, jump in here, fuel. Put it at like 3,000. Payload will empty for now. We're actually having a full flight. Come back to that. Ground services, we need to get that fuel truck over here. And for the flight today, we have 6,653, so we're going to go 6,700, just keep it an even number. A little bit extra fuel's not bad. And let's get our flight clearance.
Tocumen clearance, Copa 116, gate 140. Request clearance to Juan Santamaria with information, Victor.
Copa 116, clear to Juan Santamaria, flightsim.to Bravo, departure, runway 03 left, initial climb 3000, then as filed, squawk 6553.
Cleared to Juan Santamaria via Sim2 Bravo, departure, runway 03 left, initial climb 3000, then as filed, squawk 6553, Copa 116.
Copa 116, read back correct. When ready, contact Tocumen ground 121.5.
When ready, contact Tocumen ground 121.5, Copa 116.
Alright, so our initial climb 3,000 feet. I'm just going to put this 250 speed in. I'm supposed to put the V2 plus 10, but then I don't remember to switch it in time, and we just start sinking again. I think I picked Greece because I wanted to fly there. I was like, oh, that'd be a fun flight, but we'll see. I need to schedule it out. My schedule right now, it's like I've set it up basically every other flight. I'm doing World Tour, US Tour, World Tour, US Tour, and I just need to slot them in. I need to just have confidence, like, okay, this is what I want to do. Boom, and do it. So I'll get there, and whatever flight comes up, we will be coming out of, what, Saarbrücken? Is that where we're coming out of?
Gentlemen, I would love to welcome you aboard our flight.
Alright, let's
When
get
you
that
find
fueling
your seat,
started.
Your needs to seat in front of you. Unless you're in the front row,
Morning,
please place all
Adelheid.
of your items in an open
Hohenzollern.
If you have any
Welcome
trouble
in.
finding a location
Any
for
relation
your
to,
items, please let a flight attendant know and we would be happy to assist you.
Wilhelm.
If
Crazy
the
Wilhelm was
overhead bin is full, please make sure you close it as a
Hohenzollern.
courtesy to other passengers.
I'm right.
Please double check that all your items are put away so that the aisle is clear and other
what I was
passengers can
doing.
make their way to their seats.
Very
If
simple.
you're in an emergency exit row, please read the exit seating
Okay.
responsibilities in the
So
card
we
and
put
seat
the
back
reference
in front of you.
airport
If you're
in.
not able
Today
to
we
comply
are
with
at
these actions,
Mike,
please
Papa,
let a flight
Tango,
attendant know.
Oscar.
That way you can be reseated. Feel free to use your cell phones during the rest of the boarding process, but we do ask that laptops,
Route, we're
tablets,
going
and
to
any other
MROC,
larger electronic devices are stowed once
or
we
San
depart from
Jose.
the gate. Thank you, and welcome aboard.
I didn't really introduce the flight. Flight 180 of the World Tour. We're flying from Panama City, Tocumen International Airport to, let's see, what do we got? Juan Santamaria International Airport in San Jose, Costa Rica. On Copa Airlines Flight 116 in the PMDG Boeing 737-800. Put in 116 for our flight right there. And go to the next page. Alright, there's the flight plan. We'll sit in here a little bit. For some reason I can't scroll. There we go. So our first point is Siman. Take that to Pudos. Ziba. There we go, that's all we need. Activate that. I'll go departure. We are runway 03 left. And we're taking Simon to Bravo out. Execute, no transition or anything. Go back to the route. Looks good. We can also do the arrival. Let's do the arrival right now. Runway 7, ILS Zulu 7, that's what I've got on the plan. Quare 3 India. Transition. Okay, I don't know what that means. Let's do over here. Zero. Execute again. Okay, route discontinuity for some reason. Okay, that should work. Fourth great-granddaughter of Emperor Wilhelm II of Germany. All right. Hey, we can go back over to this page. We're almost
We are
fueled.
ready to go when you are.
I'm going to do the payload, and we'll put the forward cargo in, because we're not using the PMDG cargo, I'm using the GSX, and it doesn't actually load anything weight-wise. And so, we're still on here. Cargo 4.6, so we need 2,300 in the front and the rear. We are a really heavy plane today. Full load passengers and quite a bit of cargo. I've never had this much cargo before, I can recall. It's also saying we have 182 passengers, so actually my weight should be higher. I'm not sure where I can do that, but I think there's a place. Actually, I can switch the aircraft. I think the you can actually switch the layout of the plane, and I guess I need to kind of take charge of my how many passengers I want on board in the future. I don't see it though. Is it aircraft? Let's just close everything there. Make the cargo as well. Yep. Alright, well, we'll ignore that. Whatever. That's what we got. Doesn't match the flight plan exactly, but that's what we got. Alright, back over here we can now do the zero fuel weight. We have everything on board. The flight plan calls for 6.7. Somehow has 6.8. It called for 6.7, I thought. Reserves for fuel. 3.0. Cost index of 7 up here on the top. Cruising today, 360. Flight level 360, 36,000 feet. Cruise wind. I'm not exactly sure where we get that. If that's the, I guess the average wind, I would suppose. We'll put that in. There we go. Transition is 18,000. Execute. N1 limit. I like to just put about 55 for kind of like that flex thrust. Takeoff, do flaps 5. Center of gravity is 24, and our trim 4.92. Uh-oh. I hope I didn't screw up our time here by not. Oh, there we go. Just had it turned over to nav, that way we get the... I figured we were already lined up. Okay, anything else we gotta do in... Yeah, we do. It always tells me this, unable 250 knots at Okubu. It always gives me that message somewhere. Alright, our V1, that's 142, that's as far down the runway, the highest speed we can go down the runway is still abort. Rotate, we start rotating. And then V2 is where we actually lift off the ground. So 147, 143, 142. Pretty close based on the weights and the length of the runway. I think that's all we need to do. We do have a dry runway. We could put all this stuff in if we wanted. Looks like the heading is 35 degrees. Just on that last page. Put away the flight plan.
Tocumen ground, Copa 116, gate 140.
Start up
Request
AQ.
push back and start up.
Copper 116. Push back and start up approved.
Push back and start up approved, Copa 116.
Cool, Adelaide has a DC-6. Jackie, I don't know if we'll be able to do it in the Dash 8 because I don't have a Dash 8. I do know there are some mod-free versions available, so we'll try them out. Maybe I'll be able to do that. That'd be a fun playing the flight in something different. Alright, pushback to start approved. I'm just waiting on the review. I don't know if there's any way. I feel like there should be a way for me to see different things. Like more information on these screens. I guess not. Alright, APU generators on. Lead on. And here, APU gen. Turn off ground power. And disconnect that. Wherever that is, ground services, release.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 116. Our flight time... Your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your
I haven't really noticed anything different yet, XS Kiwi, to be honest. My frame rate hasn't drastically improved. In fact, right now I'm holding at 24, and I don't think there's a ton of other stuff going on here at the airport. Yeah, I don't have a ton of other planes. A few other, I guess. All over there. So I haven't noticed a ton of difference so far. How do I change the NVIDIA DLSS? How do I do that? Where is that? I know there's DirectX 12. Let's see. That could be in here? Oh yeah, I don't have an RTX card yet. That's what it is. And then this is still beta, right? DirectX is still beta. Yeah, and it shows regressions and stuff. We'll hold off on that. Well, that's good. That's cool. Once I get the... I'm still looking. I haven't pulled the trigger yet on anything. I might get... I've heard the rumors that like Newegg is selling like a monitor, a gaming monitor, along packaged with like 3070s or 3080s. So if I see that, maybe I'll pick that up because that'll be worth it. But at the same time, I'm a little gun shy because it's like, well, why not hold out for the 4070 or something, or even splurge on a 4080? I just have doubts that you're gonna find those at MSRP, even with the tons of chips out there. But I'm a little nervous because it's like, well, they're saying they're going to be 4 times faster. It's like, whoa, there's such a performance difference. Now, of course, the 30 is probably 4, 5, 6 times faster than what I've got now, so... But I'm just kind of being slow, I guess. We're going to put the nose to, or tail to the left and nose to the right. Runway 3 is off. 3 left is off to our right. If you're going to the right, runway 3 right, we'd have to turn left, actually. But. Yeah, the 40s were just announced, so I'm kind of hoping that we're going to get a little bit more I mean, there have definitely been some price decreases, but everything's still, at least the mid-range stuff is still, it's still at the, I don't want to say, still above MSRP or just about at MSRP, and it's like, these are 2-year-old cards now. I want to get it, you know, especially with the announcement, I want to, you know, I want to get them cheaper. So I'm going to hold out until I can get something, hopefully, below, get a steal. Remember, we need to turn off the tax.
Welcome to Copa Airlines. You are probably familiar with the new biosafety measures that we have implemented in order to offer you a safer travel experience.
Yeah, I figure anything, if I get the 3070, I mean, heck, I can get a 3060. It would definitely be an upgrade. I'm just looking at the money spent and also the longevity of what I'm paying for, right? I want to, you know, if I'm going to spend, let's say $600, I want to have something that I'm going to, you know, be happy with for, you know, as long as I've had this card, 6 years. So
when the seatbelt sign is on, fasten the seatbelt by inserting the metal end into the buckle.
See, sometimes these
and
pushbacks
tighten it
don't
by
go where
pulling
we need
the
them to
belt.
go.
To release it, lift the buckle or press the button.
Para soltarlo, levante la hebilla o presione el botón.
Sometimes the pushback is really good. As I said, I need to. So I've been playing with the replay thing. Where are you going? Turn. Didn't turn the nose at all. That's awesome. Okay, stop. Please stop.
Si se ilumina la señal de ajustarse a los cinturones, manténgase sentado con su cinturón ajustado hasta que se apague la señal.
If the
You really didn't turn the nose at all.
Remain
Why do we do
seated with
it?
your seatbelt fastened until the sign is turned off.
Alright, hard to reset.
Regulaciones nacionales e internacionales prohíben fumar a bordo. Los baños están equipados con detectores de humo.
It just depends on the airport, and probably you can adjust that with the editor. Make sure that it actually does what it's supposed to do. I didn't do that. And what I need to figure out is how to do the
Las 8 salidas de
Engine's not
emergencia de
started,
este
I'll be
737 están marcadas con señales de color rojo y blanco. Localice las 2 salidas más cercanas a usted. Todas las puertas están equipadas con toboganes de evacuación que pueden desprenderse y usarse como flotadores.
The 8 emergency exits
yeah,
on
last
this
flight we did, or last
are
couple
marked
flights we
with
did,
red
we
and
didn't
white
have a problem.
signs.
Didn't have a problem with
Locate the
pushback.
2 exits nearest you.
Yeah, this
All
one
doors
decides
are
to push
equipped
us out
with
into the grass.
evacuation
So
slides,
depends on the
which can be
airport, depends on the
removed
gate.
and used as flotation devices.
Start.
Si es necesario
Okay.
evacuar y la visibilidad es reducida, utilice el pasillo y las señales de salida se iluminarán guiando a la salida de emergencia.
If an evacuation becomes necessary and visibility is reduced, aisle path lighting will illuminate, guiding you towards the emergency exits.
Si disminuye la presión, máscaras de oxígeno caerán del compartimiento superior de su asiento. Ale la máscara hacia usted para activar la circulación de oxígeno. Colóquela sobre su nariz.
Yeah, definitely a huge update for Phoenix. I don't use the Phoenix, and so I don't know what they updated. I don't know what 730 PMDG can tap into now with Sim Update 10. I haven't been following closely. Didn't look at the change logs. I do know it's something about weather, or is that like something in the future? I think maybe Sim Update 11. There, I don't know if the API pushing, allowing the developers, the third-party developers to get into the. Oh, we should probably turn the fuel pumps on, right? That'd be more realistic if we actually turn the fuel pumps and the hydraulic pumps on first. Turn on the probe, window heat. This is why I need my like a better checklist. That's not so detailed now because I know where everything is. Just I just have to remember to turn them on. So there's the flight directors. Squawk is set, altimeter, current pressure, first altitude. Set the runways.
Light vests are located under or between the seats. Put the light vest over your head.
We're well past that.
Buckle the strap around your waist and tighten the strap by pulling it.
Engine
When
generators.
leaving the aircraft, inflate the vest by pulling the red handle or blowing into the red tube. The
Take
vest's
you off.
emergency light will illuminate
You
upon
lead off.
contact
Packs.
with water.
Auto.
Algunos aparatos electrónicos. Algunos aparatos
This is the longest
electrónicos
safety
están
briefing
prohibidos a bordo.
I think I've ever had.
Una lista de aparatos aprobados en nuestra revista digital panorámica.
I don't know if I've...
Some electronic devices
Or it does,
are
it goes in
prohibited
both
on
languages.
board. You will find a list
I wasn't
of
sure if it did the
approved
whole
devices
brief in
our
one language
digital
then
magazine,
start over in another
Panorama.
language. Sometimes they do that. It's like, just go back and forth would be better.
Coloque la bandeja
That way you don't
y
have
el
to see the
respaldo
video
de su
twice.
asiento en posición vertical.
Landing altitude, we're going to put in our where we're at right now, which is 134 feet.
Place your tray table
150.
and seat back in their upright position. We
Here,
suggest that you review the safety information card.
taxi
located
light
in the seat
on.
pocket in front of
Should
you.
have the anti-collision light on. You're in that as well.
Tocumen ground, Copa
Gracias por su
116.
atención y por
Request
preferir
taxi.
Copa Airlines. En su
Copa
próximo viaje, le
116,
invitamos a
taxi to
descubrir
holding
las
point,
maravillas de Panamá
runway
y
Goddamn
03
for,
left,
las
flight
medidas
Lima,
de
Juliet,
bioseguridad
Hotel.
necesarias para su
Taxi to
tranquilidad.
holding
Thank you for
point,
your attention
runway
and for choosing
03
Copa
left,
Airlines.
via
On
Lima,
your next
Juliet,
trip, we
Hotel,
invite you to
Copa
discover the
116.
wonders of Panama, where the tourism industry has implemented the necessary biosafety measures for your peace of mind.
They've implemented the necessary biosafety measures for peace of mind. But I do know something they're working on is to implement that, or allow the third-party developers access to the weather API or whatever that is, and that way we'll actually finally get the weather radar on these planes. I think a lot of people don't realize that, like, PMDG and Phoenix are not holding out on the weather radar. It's literally they can't implement it. It's not a missing feature that on their end, it's more a missing feature that Microsoft Flight Simulator hasn't a lot, Zobo hasn't allowed them to do. Oh, okay, I think I'm running into a little bit of a problem here. The rudders don't work on the 737. Oh, wow. Do you see that? Look at that. Uh-oh. I have literally no brakes. What's going on here? Stop. Well, that's fun, wasting almost 40 minutes getting started for us to just run into a... Stop! There we go. Parking brake. Parking brake doesn't work. Fun. Oh, well, there's Sim Update 10 for you. So there's our Sim Update 10. As we go into a building, there's nothing I can really do. Oh, we finally stopped. Okay, so doesn't look like the rudders work. I mean, they work, but not in the plane. And I don't. Uh-oh. Actually, they go. My rudders go one way, but don't go the other way. See that? That's a problem. Yeah, they don't go full range. Alright, so controls are all messed up. You can see how slow, I don't know why this is so low, how sluggish. I don't remember them being so sluggish, right? So PMDG is, I didn't notice this yesterday. I literally didn't have this problem. I don't think I had this problem at all yesterday when I was testing it out. But maybe I never actually tried to move the controls. Every time I would load in, there'd be a lot of missing things. And then finally worked. I got such a relatively short flight. My FI is just 270. Oh, your flight level. Well, this is my favorite thing when I'm streaming. I spend 40 minutes setting up a plane, and then we find out, oh yeah, the flight controls don't work. I wonder, now, to be honest, it could be, unfortunately we're in the wrong, now I gotta kind of do this. Let's at least get out of the building. Alright, let's see if maybe it's not, maybe it's a user error, not a... Yes, we do have a hydraulic problem here. So what do I do about that? Anyone know? Or did I screw up my startup to the point where I'm not gonna be able to get the APU going again and see if we can fix this? Because I have the fuel pumps on now. We have fuel. But basically our hydraulics are messed up is what it looks like. And I don't know if this is... Now, of course, there is an issue with my rudder. What's crazy is that my rudder, like my physical rudders, are really are struggling as well. Alright, controls, let's see. How do I set the sensitivity? There it is. Yeah, it only works one way. What happened? Uh-huh. Yeah, that's not good. I have another 3. Okay. So my rudders are screwed up, and now they don't work at all. Any ideas? Oh, yeah. Well, we can't really fly. I have no rudder. Like, I literally have no rudder now. Completely broke it. Oh, there we go. Goes one way, doesn't go the other. And it doesn't control the rudder in the plane at all either. Wow. This is where I start getting frustrated because I'm thinking about how it's like, cool, I lose a whole day of flying just to try to troubleshoot the crap out of this. Okay, now it goes a little further. You see that? A little bit further. Probably. Well, it looks like this is going to kind of turn into a little bit of a troubleshooting stream. Did not notice these problems yesterday when I did a little testing and stuff. I guess now I know I got to test for. And then trying to figure out like where you can fix this stuff outside the sim. Oh, where do I do that? What happens when you don't do it like every other week and then you can't remember where? Should have like a program. Oh, there it is. Logitech profile. Yeah, it doesn't even work in there. Oh, okay, well, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea how to reset this stuff here. Because it's not just in the sim. Alright, let me see if I can... I think that should do it. I'm saying just to show you guys what I'm doing. Alright, so I'm in the... trying to... So I think slider is the pedals, yeah. So slider is the pedals. You can see it doesn't go all the way. Z-axis is the throttle. Okay, these are the brakes, which are not really functional, or they kind of are. Very kind of slowing now. There's a dial. Yep, that's the thing on the side. My notification. That's that. All the buttons. Okay, that's. Alright. Let's see if I can get this thing to stop. I think the parking brake would be able to stop it pretty quick. Oh, okay, this can go away. We don't need that. So, settings, we gotta calibrate this. Alright, center is handled. I literally can't move it does not allow me to go all the way to the left on the rudder pedals. I'm all the way. My rudder pedals just decided to crap the bed. I mean, it's not the end of the world. We can always use the stick for that. The only issue is it's not interacting at all with the plane, too. So it's not just controller issue. Not that that's a good thing. Let's center it. Let's center it there. There we go. Yeah, I'm not sure what I did with this this plane. I guess we'll give it a try on another flight or something, or maybe we'll restart on the. Let's see if I can. Oh, we'll go try a different plane. Guess I could have restarted the flight and tried that. Alright, we'll see if we can start on the runway and see how the rudder pedals work. We'll see, I guess. It's just so annoying how it, you're going along, everything's working, it seems to work. I did not notice any issues yesterday, but I don't think I actually I don't think I tried to actually fly the 737. I just was making sure it actually loaded in right, and I didn't take it out for a spin. Which is what I guess we need to do whenever there's a sim update. Make sure you take out a few of your planes for a spin. Especially something like the PMDG, take that out, see if things are working right. Fly-by-wire seemed fine, didn't have any issues with that.
Copa 116, contact Tocumen Tower 118.1.
Contact Tocumen Tower 118.1. Copy 116.
It's very sluggish still. We're gonna go into the flight computer. We're gonna see if we can. I don't know. I might just start this flight over, do a whole nother flight. Maybe we'll do the American Tour flight and something, or I don't know. It's just really frustrating. You kind of get tired and just don't want to even do it, especially when you do it on a stream like this. This is what sucks because I don't know. Some people do it on stream and they can handle it. I can't handle this kind of stress. Unless I have more people, commenting like, "Oh, this is what you can do. Here's a fix," but not enough people commenting that way. Oh. I'm just sitting here looking stupid. I feel like. Let's load a state panel. We can do runway. There we go. Okay, we'll see if we get any flight controls. Yeah, rudder still doesn't work. So, for some reason, the rudder is completely broken on the PMDG. It doesn't work on the PMDG. We have no rudder. Anyone have any clue why that would be? Maybe I just have to reinstall the PMDG. Alright, so no rudder. We reloaded. Still no rudder there. Let's go check if the A32NX works, rudder-wise. If it doesn't, I'm gonna have to. We'll just have to do something else on this stream. Maybe I'll jump into Jedi Knight or something. I think that's kind of what I wanted to do. Otherwise, I don't know about my overlay. What I'm gonna do. I don't have an overlay set up really for Jedi Knight. Just a blank overlay, but we'll get something thrown together. What am I looking for? Let's go into here. Aircraft selection. Delta, we'll go from Atlanta. We'll just start on a runway, because I just want to see if the flight controls work, and I need the plane running. Obviously, they don't work, your hydraulics aren't all there otherwise. Switch this to Delta. This really bums me out because this is going to ruin my. Not as many people are going to be jumping in and sticking around if we're just kind of troubleshooting doing this stuff. And it's like, obviously my stream says it's Microsoft Flight Simulator. If I switch it, then and I guess that's what we'll do if I switch to doing something else. And we'll just play a different game until I can figure out what the heck to do here. I'm going to end this. Close Pack X. No reason for Pack X right now. So right now, trying to figure out what sim update broke. I was hoping there'd be some updates, and maybe there is. Maybe I just missed it. I was hoping there'd be some updates for the PMDG and stuff. What do you use for rudder? Do you just use the stick? Do you have a twisty stick or something? Or yeah, no updates available. I'm wondering, and if the rudder doesn't work here again, but see, the rudder is working. That was the issue. Is that the pedals were moving. You can see that in the plane even, the pedals were moving. I'm moving my pedals, the pedals are moving. We fixed that problem because I was having that, it wasn't going all the way. So what do you use to control the rudders? I mean, and that's working though. Do you have the 737? Is it working? Because for me, it wasn't even working. It was, yeah. Well, it said DX12 is not actually a little bit of a regression. Change the weather. Okay, MCDU connected. Thank you. Real time. Alright, Phoenix is fine. Let's see if this one's fine. If this one's fine, we'll just kind of... Maybe I'll switch everything over on it. Yeah, rudder works here. See that? There we go. Stick works good. So of course the fly-by-wire, everything works just dandy. So I think what we're gonna do is we'll do some U.S. tour flights, or I guess I could do the World Tour flight, the Copa one. I do have a Copa A32NX. So I think at this point, I think I'm gonna kill this stream. We'll start up the US one. We'll start up the US one. I already have that set up. We'll do that. Maybe we'll just do a couple. We'll do this flight, and then maybe we'll jump in the CRJ, and hopefully the CRJ works. Actually, let's do that. Let's go jump in the CRJ quick, make sure that works, and then we'll just make this stream up playing with stuff. Obviously, you're over there on Twitch, so it doesn't matter. It'll be the same stream. I'll just be setting up. For YouTube people, I'll open a new stream, and we'll just have this be troubleshooting, testing stream. So aircraft selection. I just want to make sure the CRJ works, because the next flight on the World Tour, or the US Tour, is the CRJ. And if I can't do I could easily do the Copa Airlines next World Tour flight. It's not an issue because I do have a A32NX delivery, but I kind of just want to jump out. Yeah, let's do some American Tour flights here. Why not? So let's check this out. Which one are we going to be on? We're going to be on PSA. I just want to make sure our PSA looks good. I have four options, so no shortage. Aircraft selection, PSA. Thanks for sticking around. Anyone who is watching right now, hopefully we'll clean this all up and have a good flight here. Right, PSA Airlines, that just comes out as Blue Streak. That's right. I don't know why I'm changing it. Who cares? I'm just testing the plane. We'll go to Savannah and check out Savannah. Doesn't matter if we're on the runway or not. Yeah, I don't know. It looks different. Of course, they're different planes, technically, because the Phoenix is the current engine option, but I don't know how much difference there is between the Neo and the CEO, as far as most things. Probably, obviously the engines are different. Some things, the way it performs is a little bit different, but I'm assuming most of the buttons and switches are pretty similar. When I see people flying the Phoenix, I can't tell. Or if I look closely, I can tell because the textures are slightly different. Things look a little bit different. Maybe they're slightly smaller or bigger, whatever it is, knobs. Just those slight variations based on who designed the 3D elements. As I've said before, for me, I've already spent too much money on the 737, and I'd rather have the fly-by-wire is excellent as is. Obviously they're going to keep updating, but
2339er, contact departure 118.
I'd rather get like the Boeing 757 or maybe the Twin Otter. There's other planes I'd like to put in the arsenal, and I already have a kind of regret buying. I regret buying the 737, the 700. I don't regret the 800 so much. It doesn't blow me away, though. I guess I could have lived without it and just stuck with the, you know, the CRJ is different enough, and from the A32NX, or from the A320, obviously the Boeing is quite different, but it fits the same market for the most part. So I almost, yeah, I almost said, I wish I just kind of, okay, this is, there we go. I almost wish I had just held out and waited for like a 777 or 757 or whatever. It's actually not too bad. I haven't found it too hard. Now that I'm back in the flow of it, I just gotta get my flow down, because I do forget things, and I just need to get a simpler checklist, because the checklist I have right now is, it's really a flow. It tells you everything. It tells you when to go into the computer, into the, like, the FS actions to get the fuel truck over, all that stuff, which is very helpful when you're first starting to kind of get that flow. But once you know what you want to do, you don't need that. You need a more streamlined. Otherwise, you get bogged down and lost. All right, CRJ is starting up. Hopefully, let's see if we can. I think hydraulics and everything will be on. Yeah, rudders look good there. Oh, elevator. I'm looking for the elevator. There it is. Ailerons. Awesome. Okay, so looks like the CRJ. Let's just give it a little takeoff. Let's just take this off and see if it flies right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think I changed my rudders, as I usually. I have my rudders set up. I typically have them on reverse axis, and I think I turned that off. Let's put that back on. I don't know why. I think it feels, because when you look at the I'll show you. Rudders. Oh, that's not alright. Where's my rudder? There it is. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Why is it not sliding at all? So my rudders are actually the opposite of what's going on right now. Because I think it's strange to push towards where you want to go. Get up in here. Can you get up in here? There we go. Nope. I like how the pushes are the things that took us out. Oh my god, this flight's actually ending up on my Volanta. Uh-oh. Alright. So, looks like that works. Obviously, we didn't have the flap set, and I was messing around with my rudders and everything. Okay. Mika, I'm gonna give you a link to... We're gonna do the US tour flights here, because the 737 isn't working, and I don't want to even bother now with the world tour flight today. I kind of want to get in the CRJ, so I think we'll do 2 US tour flights today. We'll see how much time we have. So let me get you the link. We're going to go Atlanta to Savannah in the A320. The fly-by-wire looks like it's working. Alright, there it is. There's a link. Head on over there. It's going to be just a few minutes for me to get it set up quickly. I'll get it loaded in over here. We're going Atlanta. We'll go... a departure. Here's a little behind the scenes what I do. So I don't put in the 2 anymore. I used to when I was using the in-game ATC, so it would know where I was going. Now that I use FS HUD ATC, or if I'm using BATSIM, you don't need to tell them where your arrival airport is, because you're going to be putting everything into your computer manually or pulling it from SimBrief. I set my gate. I don't really need to set the weather. You can always do that once you get in, or you can do it right here if you want. Obviously, pick my plane and livery. Fly-by-wire, Delta, dirty. Awesome. Weights and balances, that's all controlled by the plane itself. Delta, and our Delta flight is 2443. Oops. Alright. Close that. Parking. Yes. Good. Fly. Alright. What was the negative 119? Oh, all those landings. Yeah, let me see. What do you guys? Teleport. No. Don't worry. We'll delete that flight, but... Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, 119. 12. How do you get a positive 12 landing? Alright, well, I'm going to switch over to... I'm just going to go to a little intermission screen and switch things over to Delta and all that good stuff. And we'll be back going, hopefully, with no problems in the next, let's say 10 minutes. Alright, so I will see you in just a few. Xlast and Mika and anyone else, hopefully jumping in. Let me see, let's get some tunes turned up. And I'll see you in just a few.